Hey YouTube, how y'all doing today? This is your favorite pharmacist, and I'm here with my girl Kay. How you doing today, Kay?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Just can you still see me? I
I
zoned
can
out for
see
a
you.
minute. All right, we good now. We're good.
What you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I like shit. Did you
I was
freeze it?
I was trying to see it on YouTube, but it just got weird. So screw it.
Okay.
All right, we good now again.
You tell me.
All right, so yeah, we should have probably put that on private and then blast it out. Anyway, so how y'all doing today? We are here today to talk about what are we here to talk about?
Mental health. And who's to blame for it?
Okay,
The
so
mental health of Black women,
yeah,
more
Black women
specifically.
and our mental health. Um,
Okay.
and are Black men, or do they have some accountability for our mental health not being where it should be in a lot of cases? So why are you doing your lips like that?
I'm reserving judgment. I
Okay.
want to see what kind of case you gonna make for this. I'm reserving judgment.
Right. So I brought this up because this has been a lot of women on social media that have been going to Instagram or whatnot to this like emotionally vomit all over the place what they're going through,
Gosh,
or
emotional vomit. Wow,
emotional
that's
vomit just splat all over the place. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how I saw it.
okay.
Like
Okay.
with Summer Walker, she's having issues with her baby daddy, and she just went on there and she vomited all over the place. But she just had a baby, so I just saw that as some major um, postpartum pregnancy hormones and stuff
Postpartum
like
is
that.
very real.
Yes, it very, very, very much is. And like you were saying, to prove my not to prove my case, but to state my case, if she had a supportive man by her side, then maybe she wouldn't be on social media pleading basically for some kind of emotional support. Um, from that, we have recently what?
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm absorbing. Keep
Right.
talking.
Okay.
I'm listening.
We have Brittney Renner. And we
Okay.
don't really talk about this stuff beforehand. Like, we kind of, mesh over what we could talk about, but this is going to be Kay's like raw reaction. So, we had Brittney Renner, and she is the beautiful young lady who was involved with PJ Washington.
Hmm.
And, he felt like he did her wrong by,
He
ganking
felt
him.
like he did her wrong.
Yes, he felt like he did her wrong at first for ganking his money, even though she always made it clear that she loved ball players. She's made plenty of Instagram videos saying that she loved basketball play or ball players because they're dumb and you can take their money. Basically, like taking money, candy from a baby. So that's that. And so she went
She
on.
said that shit with her chest.
Okay. And so I know, like taking money from yeah. So, so she went on Instagram and emotionally vomited all over the place. But she did it in a different kind of way. She was trying to do it like I'm still the baddest bitch kind of way. But you can, as a woman or anyone probably can just see right through that. So I'm gonna play that
Hmm.
video. And then we have Jhonni Blaze. And she's like a popular video vixen, a really, really good musician, something I didn't know about. She really plays piano really well. She plays the guitar very well, very talented, but just on social media, so she disappeared, first of all. So she disappeared. She left a Instagram or some kind of notification to, the whole world saying, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. This is what y'all wanted. I'm out. So she went missing for a couple of days, and then she pops back up, and then she did an Instagram post that's now deleted saying this and that, and yada yada yada. So
What's this
basically,
and that? Saying what?
well, we're gonna look at it, but
Oh,
basically,
okay.
this mental health just all over the place is at an all-time decline, and we can see it from these three young ladies, because it's back to back to back. I'm not sure if it's cuffing season, it's getting cold, and everyone realizing, hold up, I don't have no one to cuddle up with or what the deal is. But and I say that it could be black men, because black, how do I want to word it without being like the worst hated person once this is seen. Black men kind of set the tone. You're so stupid.
I'll wait. I'm waiting.
Okay, I believe in accountability, and every woman should be accountable for themselves. Okay, you have to be accountable for yourselves. You have to be accountable for your actions, and you got to be accountable for your mental health. But of course, you're gonna have outside sources or outside interactions that's going to influence that. And to me, I feel like, okay, that black men kind of set the tone on what they wanted from their black women. Case in point with like back in the day with NWA, bitches ain't shit except hoes and tricks, and, shake it for a real one. And, so it kind of made, and we're accountable that we went along with the culture. But women, we are nurturers and we want that validation. We want to have that pairing with a man. I mean, we were put on this earth to bond with someone and have a family and stuff, and we want that. But when, this whole culture of, all the woman can, like a lot of times with black women, we don't even say that money is important to us because our men have us feeling like we should not have any expectations or anything out of them. And I saw this TikTok, I should have had it too. This TikTok where this white woman went to all these different women and said, is money important to you in a relationship? Every other ethnic group, even like the minority ethnic group saying, yes, what's the point, yada, yada, yada. Almost every black woman that I've seen that she did was like, well, not really. And, we know it's more to relationship. And it's like, so they kind of got us into a boxing that we are afraid to have expectations that a man is supposed to cover and take care of women. So that's why I was kind of setting the tone of, black men have some accountability for us not being stable mental health wise as we should be. But let me do the first video.
Okay.
And let you see, and then of course I'm gonna let you blast me or whatever you want to do. I'm sure you're gonna.
I'm not gonna blast you. I'm just trying to make the connection between all that. So I'm listening.
Right.
I'm open.
Okay. Well, okay. So my main connection is I'll lay down is I feel, and I'm not sure I honestly don't know what your opinion is. I feel like men are the leaders of society. They are the ones that are supposed to be the baseline. The women are supposed to be the treble, if you could put it in music, but they're supposed to be the leaders of our society. So if our men are screwed up and not taking care of business and not giving their women covering, then what is it? Right. So that's what I'm basing out of. I feel like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel that in the society, are black men or men are in the society, in any community, are they the ones that are supposed to be the leaders of it? What is your opinion before we go forward?
I think that is a two-part answer.
Okay.
I don't think it's an automatic thing. In your mind, you're thinking automatically men, of course, are supposed to lead and we're supposed to follow.
Right.
That doesn't hold true most of the time.
I know. What do you believe is supposed to be though?
The expectation has changed a lot. Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, black men in general. We're not going to talk about any other race right now. Let's just focus on So black men headed the household. Now some of these men were heading too, but we're not going to talk about the family across the street, or across town. But they were the head. They took care of the bills. Mom didn't have to work per se.
Now, is that true though?
Some did, but
now
no.
in the Black community, is that true? I don't think that's true. That's not true. I have to beg to differ on that. Now in the 40s and 50s,
before they started putting welfare in front of everybody's face and saying, okay, well, the man can't be in the household for you to receive benefits. Okay, even though we're screwing over your whole community to say we're cutting y'all out of jobs and everything. Like, why are you looking so shocked by what I'm saying?
Hold up, so are you one of those people that think that Black women gave up the Black man for a welfare check?
No, I'm saying that at some point there was a point where there were Black men that weren't allowed to be in their home so that women could receive benefits after they took the jobs that these Black men had. So the Black men that were allowing, or I shouldn't say use the word allowing, but the families that said, okay, hey, I make enough, you stay at home, you take care of the kids, kind of thing. Because that did happen. In fact, if you even go back a little bit further, you had some states or some towns that made laws that would not allow Black women to stay home. Because Black women had decided during the wars they were going to stay home because their husbands were off to war. They were going to stay home with their kids. There are actually laws put in place because that took all the domestics out of the house. So these white women did not have maids anymore or someone to take care of their children. So they forced Black women to go back into the workforce and take care of white families, still can't take care of their own, and threatened to put them in jail and fine them if they did not go back to work into domestic type jobs.
Okay.
So I don't know if you were familiar with that or not, but those were actually laws that were set in place where Black women were forced to work by the government.
I think it sounds like all races had to because of the war and all the men were gone and someone had to make money.
No, but the men were making money while they were gone. So the families were getting a stipend. So white women were staying at home. Right. No, the Black families were getting the stipend as well. So yes, they were. So they had decided they were going to stay home. Their men were working. They were in the military. So they automatically received a check. But so they were like, well, I'm going to stay at home. Huh?
I said with the systemic racism, it wasn't that cut and dry.
So they may not have been making as much as the white soldiers, but the military men did make money. So they were their wives were trying to stay at home too. So they pulled out of their domestic jobs so they could stay home and take care of their children while their husbands were off to war. Well, the government said, no, y'all take y'all Black asses back to work or we will fine you, because that meant these white women had to take care of their own kids in their own households. Okay, so because I could actually pull documentation and prove that to you if you need me to prove that to you. But
I would need literally that. But Black men definitely weren't.
Yeah, that happened in South Carolina.
You can't make a man leave a home. I mean, now back to
the whole welfare thing. I'm not saying that that was every situation. I'm just saying that did happen though. I don't believe in totality that that's what happened to the Black community, is that women chose the welfare check over their husbands. But I'm saying when times got hard and financially they needed help from the state, they were not allowed to have their men at home and receive that help.
So they sent the men away, you're saying? Or what are you saying? The men weren't there, Kasha. The men weren't there. They weren't there.
Some stuck around and just tried to do the sneaky link kind of thing and still be a part of their households, and some left.
That's a myth that Black men want us to believe. That's not true. Black men, a woman is not going to ever. Will you give up a check for your man?
Well, I give up my man for a check? Absolutely not.
Okay, so the women back then, they even were even more so because they just coming out the throes of the slavery and everything with the Jim Crow laws and stuff. They were even more bonded, more so have to be on their men. So that's a myth. That's not. I mean,
so you're saying it didn't happen at all?
Black men,
I'm not saying it was the majority. I'm saying it did happen though.
Black men, if Black men were at home working, then the welfare probably wasn't be as needed. But it was never your men got to go or you don't get this money. It wasn't that. That's a myth. That's a myth. That's a myth, because I mean they never did want to be. I mean it's the same thing. They want to be home then. They want to be home now. So it's the same thing. But nothing's changing that one. You know what I'm saying? But that's totally a myth.
Okay. Let's get back to the subject at hand. Subject at hand was, are these men responsible for our mental health, or are they supposed to leave? What's the question right now?
Oh, well,
are they supposed to leave?
No. The question is now, or just in general, do they have some accountability for all of us going cuckoo? Everyone except you.
Well, I believe it goes
in a cuckoo bunch.
It goes both ways, because I believe that we're responsible for each other. That's why I was saying it was a two-part answer. We're responsible for each other's mental health. So, the best couples have a strong Black man and a strong Black woman, that woman that supports her husband, that man that supports his wife.
So let me ask you this real quick, but let me butt in for a second. So you think there's as equally is equal when it comes to Black men and Black women supporting each other?
It should be.
No, I didn't ask you that. I said, is
it equal? Absolutely not. There's never any equality. Even if you take the strongest white couple, where you have a man and a woman that support each other, it's never going to be the same amount of support.
No. I'm talking about something totally different. Okay. You think in our communities, do Black men support Black women as we support them? Do they give us, okay, so for example, like, we are the ones usually on the front line. Other groups, communities you will never see a Chinese woman fighting for her community. You will never see a white woman fighting for the community, because they men are not going to allow it. Black men are conditioned to let us.
So we talk about outside of the home. We're just talking about the community, Black men versus Black women. Is that what you're referring to, versus an individual couple? We're talking about as a totality of
we're talking about the whole community. Yeah, we're not talking about this.
I was actually thinking we were talking about individual couples. My bad. Okay, so in the aspects of do Black men support the Black female community? Hell no.
Okay,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Even have a little huddle up and then come back.
Even when Ice Cube was calling himself trying to work with Trump for this $500 billion economic plan for the Black community, it was for Black men. It was not about, he was not trying to help sisters in that at all. So no, absolutely not. The Black male community does not support the Black female community by any far stretch of the imagination. Okay, see, I did not understand that you were talking about community versus couples.
Oh yeah. I'm not talking now. Listen. Hold on.
I'm caught up now, honey. I'm caught up now. Yeah, we in this together now. I'm agreeing with your ass now.
We're not talking about you and your husband. We talking about the whole community. See, you talking about you and your husband. Okay, we ain't talking about y'all. Okay, we ain't talking about y'all. Okay. We talking about the whole community. We talking about women who have husbands that don't do right, women, wives that don't do right. Yeah, we talking about the Black community.
We got this. We have to establish that Black women have been in the forefront of every fight. Every fight. We support every freaking body. We support everybody's right. We win these fights. Okay.
We do.
So even now with the whole abortions rights thing. Okay. And I've seen a lot of calls for Black women to get in the front of this and work this fight. And it's like, I mean, granted, I'm sure some of us will join it. And please understand, I'm all pro-choice all day long, right?
Right.
However, as I saw one girl on TikTok said, they don't care if we abort our babies. They want us to.
Exactly. But they
don't care about our babies. They're concerned that they're losing their majority.
Right.
That's why they've been fighting this abortion fight. They don't give a damn if we take our Black asses over there and get them babies sucked out. They can give two fucks. They will probably help us. Oh, baby, you need some assistance. Do you have enough money? You good?
They'll do a whole nonprofit just to give Black women money to get abortions.
Ain't nobody gonna try to, in Texas, ain't nobody gonna try to sue our Black asses except some petty damn Karen that just can't mind her fucking business to save her life. But the rest of them out there, they look, you need $10 more. You need a ride. What you need?
Exactly. Like, I mean, but I love that point. I love that point you made, because we aren't on the forefront of that, and that's why there's a lot of, But when we go, you will hear about that joint every single day. Okay.
Yeah, they don't care if we kill our babies.
Yeah, but like you said, they want us on the forefront because we get it done. versus, you know, because we have that, you know, that strength and that umph in us. When we get on something, we are passionate about it, and they need that passion. And that's what Texas needs right now. They are lacking passion on the topic. They have a lot of rah-rah and a lot of, you know, but it don't matter if you don't have that passion steaming it ahead, you know. But let me show you this, and let me show you how disheveled. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything else, because to me she seems disheveled. But to you, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna let you see.
Okay, show me the video. Let me see.
Let's see.
Oh, hi. It's officially stepdaddy season. Yeah, what up? I got the car seat in the back. Let's go to the park. Don't let your baby mama or your baby daddy block your blessings. I know in theory it sounds good picking the same person to have kids with, but that's insanity as well. So if it doesn't work out with them, it'll work out with someone else. Okay? It just will. That's how that goes. And trust me, I know it's ghetto. It is so ghetto being a baby mama, and thinking about multiple baby daddies is scary. But me and my baby gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. We're moving forward, onward, upward. Okay? I know a lot of you are skeptical about talking to people with children, but I can assure you, the baby mamas now, today, we don't give a damn. You can have them. I have exited the rat race. I am not a threat. I want you to be around for a long time, not a good time. You can hold my son, put him on your story. I trust his judgment. I really do. I really, really do. I just want you guys to be happy. I swear. I do. Now, I'm not a threat, but, you know, I can't speak for the other hoes that you don't know about. You know, maybe I'll definitely be in your favor. But I am here for it, okay? Like, people move on, save the, you should have got the ring first. It wasn't gonna work out anyway. It just wasn't gonna work out. Let's laugh together and let's raise this baby, you know? Ooh, this ghetto! It's so fucking ghetto. In conclusion, stepdaddy season. Big aura, big lumber, big follow through need on you.
All right. So that's PJ Washington's ex.
Okay.
The one that was talking all the smack about, you know, she only wanted, she deal with ball players. They easy take their money. They're dumb, yada, yada, yada. How do you feel about her mental health?
Okay, so give me a little more background. I know a little bit about her, but you were saying something earlier about did PJ do her dirty or something?
No, I mean he was upset with her because he felt like she did him dirty,
like she was fake, right?
Right. That I mean, okay.
But did she cheat on him? I'm just trying to. Why they break up? Because it happens kind of sudden, right after the baby was born, right?
Right. So I'm not sure why they why they were broken up. I'm not sure. I just know that before he even stuck it in her, she already had videos out saying that she's all about the money. She like ball players. They're dumb. They're easy to take the money. They don't use rubber. They just run up on you with no condom. She already said all of this. She's been on numerous talk shows, whatever, blogs or whatever, saying, all of this stuff. And now
he still fucked her unprotected. Oh, but
exactly.
I thought they were married though.
Literature. Some blogs said they were, then I heard they weren't. I don't know what they
about the divorce or whatever. Okay, but even still, I never saw where they got married. But I saw something about a file for divorce, and I'm like, oh, well, when did they get married? Okay,
exactly.
So, but listen, okay, but she just said she didn't get a ring first, so whatever.
Oh yeah, true. Right. And it seemed like she would. He must have done something. Because why would she toss it up now? Like after baby. So maybe he was doing some activities, and she was like, screw it, and broke up. And
she did something.
He would have said it. The only thing he was saying was that she was because they were saying he's supposed to pay her $200,000 a month.
He said that was bullshit.
Right. Yeah. So that, but either way, he didn't want to pay any money.
He don't make that kind of money to pay her $200,000.
I know, that's what they were saying. They
were
like,
he's making $4.5 million a year before taxes.
Mm-hmm.
He can't afford to pay her $200,000. That's what $1.4 million a year.
Yeah,
I'm throwing that number out there. I don't know if that's right. No,
mm-hmm. But either way, yeah, he can't.
No, that's $2.4 million a year. I can't do no math, girl.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't even trying.
Yeah, that's $2.4 million a year. He ain't paying her no $2.4 million a year, no child support. He barely making $4 million before taxes.
Right. No. So that's what he was complaining about, how she,
she might be able to get fake. 20 out of him.
She was fake and stuff like that. And, and she was just like, whatever, but now she's like.
So how do we blame him for her mental health on that?
Well, first establish, do you feel like this is a meltdown, or you just think, it seemed like to me, especially being a single woman, seemed like she's just going through that phase like, oh shoot. Okay. Let me back.
That looked like postpartum to me, but go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like that because of the culture, how we are expected to be sexualized. We are expected to, be hoes and tricks, and not saying this right, but, because of the culture of the rap music and all of that. And she went out, because I believe she's college educated and everything, but she still went
because she was an athlete. She played soccer in college and stuff like that. So she's definitely college educated, and she started her own little business doing her little fitness videos and stuff like that. Which I watched some of her little fitness videos. I don't know. You had to be an athlete to do the shit she was doing. Okay, I like, bitch, you trying to kill people.
Maybe it explains why men thought they're just gonna run up and they're like, hold up.
But she's doing all those extra talking about her body count and shit. Why are you exposing your body count? Now, if you're going to make a little money off of, a book deal and stuff like that, I can understand it. But why are you giving details about your body count like that? Not the book now. Because if I could write a tell-all book, get a couple million for it, I'd tell you what I did now. But I ain't doing it for free. She just posted shit for no reason.
True.
So, but you literally want somebody to turn a hoe into a housewife. And I'm not wanting to slut shaming. I say, shoot, men out here fucking 30 bitches a month, go ahead and knock yourself out. But you can't put all that mileage on your pussy and still expect somebody to treat it grade A just because you're beautiful.
Right. And so I really feel like, like I said, we're all accountable for ourselves. And, and if we were to go about the culture that is going on today, we all would be slutting it out,
Right.
So I feel like she kind of fell into that rabbit hole that, she probably didn't have a father figure. And I think that's why we're strong, because we had father figures, and, so we kind of see what it should be. We feel, we have that baseline of what having that self strength is about. But I guess if no matter how beautiful you are, whatever, you just don't have that father figure, and you don't really know what's right is wrong. You see, maybe the habits from the people around you, your mom or aunts or whatever. I
don't know if I would go as far as to say, don't know what's right and what's wrong. I think, at some age, there's an age of accountability at some point. You have to say, okay, I know fucking 10 guys this week is probably not good. You know what I'm saying? Well, so it's not about what's right and wrong. It's about your self-value.
Right. Yeah.
It's how much you value yourself. It's not about, when you see yourself as the prize, you don't feel like everybody's earning the prize.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody. I can flirt with anybody, but I'm not going to lay down with anybody. I'm not slut shaming. I think as a grown ass woman, she's entitled to have as high a body count as the guy standing next to her. I think when women do have that high body count, I think we have to figure out what happened to them beforehand to make them even be okay with laying down with a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
Because you weren't looking for love in all those people. But sometimes, depending on your father figure or lack thereof, or things that could have happened to you as a child, you're seeking something.
Right. You're definitely seeking something. So that's why
whether it be love or a father figure or
just have money. A man.
Just seeking something.
You just don't know, like I said, we have father figures, so we didn't have that. We had that.
I don't know. My daddy was a hoe.
But still, you still have that. It does.
I said what I said.
I know you did. I'm trying to gloss over it.
Okay.
But I'm just joking. I mean, but it kind of still gives you that strength. I mean, even if it's in a negative connotation, wherever, you can still see the interaction and you could be like, I don't want that,
Right. Oh, I absolutely agree.
But
I definitely was like, I would not ever. First of all, I didn't want to be on either side of that. I don't want to be the woman that you cheating on like that. So I'm not trying to marry a hoe. I also don't want to be the woman that every man is fucking and walking away from.
Right. So, so you have that. I mean, but if you have no man around, imagine not having no man, all you can see is what on TV. And then on TV, you hear, pop that, all that, and you thinking, okay, that's what's supposed to be. That's what men want. That's what men expect from us. This is how you get validation, how you get love.
Off subject. Do you remember when my husband and I started dating, and every time I would go into his apartment, his asshole roommate would play "Pop That Pussy."
That was so hot. I love that. That was the best.
I fucking hated his guts.
Oh my God! Nobel Peace Prize because he took the time.
Day, right. To this day, I still think about that. Anytime I hear that song, I fucking hated his guts.
That was awesome. That was he was like,
oh, disrespectful asshole. I fucking hated him.
Now, how long did it take for you to realize that was for you?
Probably the second or third time I came over there. Like, why the fuck is this song playing like it wouldn't be playing when I walk in the door.
Right. I would be so dumb. I probably wouldn't notice until like the 20th time. And you
like it's thumping the walls. It's thumping the walls. Okay.
You would be the one. Letitia, do you ever notice when you come over here, that's I would need you to validate that because I would just not think that would be for me. Like, there's no way you would take the time to do pocket pussy for me. There's no way.
It took me a while. I was like, it took a couple of times. I was like, okay, it's not a coincidence. Every time. If this motherfucker's here every time.
That was the bomb. That was the greatest of
I
all
digress.
The best story ever.
Okay. Anywho.
Right. But I mean, if you don't have any, so that's why I'm kind of saying that, our community of Black men are kind of somewhat accountable because there's no family structure. They don't want to get married, so it just leaves us, leaves with a bunch of women, girls who don't know what
it's a cycle of abuse that keeps going on. The men don't want to get married. So you end up with women that are still looking at, not all women today are looking for that white picket fence 2.5 kids thing anymore. Some women are like, fucking, I don't even want to get married. I'm good by myself. If you can't make me happy, then I make me, then fuck you.
I think we say that as women, but I think we want that. We wired for that. We are really.
I think so. We're told that that's what we're supposed to have, and so we're constantly looking for that. I believe deep down, I believe that 95% of women want to be married.
Right.
Nobody wants to die alone.
They do not. It sucks. Being alone, I know when I get caught out here and I'm sick and I'm by myself. One time I was so sick, I could not even get Tylenol for myself. And I was like, oh, this sucks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no one wants to be alone, man. I mean, men, they don't have the foresight to see how, and it's funny because, like, some of the men I date, they're, like, older and they're, like, they come up with these medical issues and now they want to clamp down.
Well, that's what I was going for. Is that cycle continues over and over again, where no one's settling down, no one's getting married. So then you have baby mamas and kids without a father.
Who's not settling down, getting married? Because who controls that now? You are not. I'm not going to let you say that
I'm not going to say that it's the women. It's not going to say it's the women. I'm not going to say it's the women. Okay, so here's the thing: you get women that say, "Okay, I'm independent. I can take care of myself." Okay, so then you get the man that wants to Captain Save-A-Hole, and so if he can't save you, then he's not really interested. He can't fall in love with you and marry you because you're too strong and independent. You see what I'm saying? But what was I supposed to do? Wait till I'm 40 to get a career?
I mean, but there's plenty of women who play vulnerable like me. I'm single and I'm independent, but I play the part, like whatever it takes. You know?
But at the same time, men don't deal well with competition, especially in their own home. And even though you may not be competing with him, he's competing with you. So if you walk in the door and you're 6-figure out the door and he's making $45,000 a year, you're not a candidate for him unless he's looking to use you.
Yeah, which a lot of them do though.
Exactly. But those that consider themselves real men, they want to be head of household. How you gonna be head of household and you make half of what I make? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're not.
They need to step their game up then.
But they're not. But not all of them are educated to do that.
They can do it.
So you want them to take their grown asses back to college at a certain stage in their career and say, oh well, that $50,000 you're making is not going to cut it. In his head, it's all in his head. It's not to say that woman that's making 6 figures wouldn't take in a man that's making 50. Here's the thing: most women are like, hell, can you handle your bills? Because what I'm not going to do is pay your shit. So can you walk in this door and pay half of this? Or can you pay, can you pay the mortgage? Or can you pay all the utilities and I cover the mortgage or whatever the case may be? They feel like they're not head of household.
Well, I think men need to get in position if they have all these feelings, but instead, they should put them as, if they don't want to go back to school, there are so many ways of doing businesses now and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Or raise up boys.
But you got to have some ambition to go along with that. Not every man is built like that. They're quite content thinking it. Like I have a guy friend that he's bragging all the time about the fact that he makes $21 an hour because he thinks he's making really good money. And I mean, if you covering your bills, I can't knock your hustle, baby. If your $21 an hour is covering your lifestyle, then hey, you're doing good. But to some women, you talking about making $21 an hour. Like, did you just get out of school?
I hate to say that's what my daughter is making now while she's in college.
Right. So, but in some people's mind, that's good money. So that's why a lot of the brushback you get for people talking trash about the $15 an hour minimum wage is because they're not making more than that now, and they're considered skilled labor.
Yeah.
So if they're making $17, $18 an hour, and now somebody dumping fries is going to be making $15 an hour, they got a problem with that.
Right. Yeah.
So unless their pay is going to go up too, and nobody's going to take you from 17 to 25 to accommodate the $8 an hour that everybody else is about to get as an increase, then they got a problem with you coming up while they're still standing still.
Yeah. I mean, so let's do this video so you can get some more context on how, because I don't think I totally won you over on this black man thing, but I don't have a man. So, I'm in bash mode until I get one and then run them off. Then I run them off from all the bashing. Okay, so let me give some quick context. So this is the young lady that, she is a video vixen, kind of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, probably been around the block in the industry, to put it nicely, just, going by the culture that's been set, doing what she feels she has to do for the validation. Unfortunately, the men who are in our communities that do have the leverage, they kind of use that leverage to do, to kind of get you to play yourself if you want to get into a certain financial, standpoint. So it's kind of handed to you of, do you go around the hard way or do you just go straight through the easy way? Especially if, like I said, you don't have a father figure or if you feel like that's your only option. So, either way, she went missing and then she popped back up. So this is the video when she pops back up from going missing.
right.
So, before I got on this live, I called one person.
I can't hear that.
I called my friend for 12 years. So if you've seen wanting to say the most evilest things.
You can hear it.
I can barely hear that.
Yeah, it's already kind of low anyway. I mean, but you really need to hear nothing else. You see it, right?
Okay. So with that young lady, I know that she was, well, she's had a hard life in general.
Yeah.
And I believe she said that she suffers from, was it social anxiety?
Yeah, she has a lot of depression, anxiety, and she said that her stepdad raped her, but unfortunately, in a lot of our community, we take, because we're so glad to have a piece of man that hangs around. The mom is taking the stepdad's side instead of hers, which would just totally demolish me as a person. I could not imagine being raped by a man that my mom brought home, and then she's like, "You didn't do that,"
and she's still fucking him. Okay, I told you that happened to my cousin, right? Where my cousin and I are the same age. She actually just OD'd earlier this year, and a couple months ago, and died. And her mom just allowed her boyfriend to rape her. And
she knew about it.
Talking about she was trying to catch him do it. What the fuck, bitch? Are you serious? So your daughter tells you that your boyfriend is raping her, and you want to catch him do it. So you want him to touch her again. Okay, that's neither here nor there. It's confirmed he's done it. You don't do shit about it. Your mama, meaning, well, basically her mother, basically had to file charges against him, had to turn him into the police or whatever. And after he got out of jail, she took him back. And he had a baby. My cousin had a baby from this man.
So the man that raped her,
he impregnated my cousin.
And the mother, what did the mother have to say about it?
She raised the baby as her own.
Sick.
And my cousin ended up on drugs,
right,
in them streets,
to try to escape,
stripping and doing all kinds, trying to escape the fact that your mama allowed her boyfriend to rape you, stayed with him, chose him over you at the end of the day, was comfortable laying down with the motherfucker that raped you.
And then looking at you all kind of way.
So how are you what kind of mental fuck is that? I mean, at the end of the day, how do you process the fact that your mother is still laying down with the motherfucker that raped you?
I couldn't
and knows that he raped you. There was proof. There's a baby that looks just like him.
I couldn't get past the part of me telling her, and she's telling me basically shut up about it. Now, I wouldn't even get past that part. I would have lost it then.
Right.
I just could not imagine. So I mean, but that's what's going on with this young lady, and and the mother is suing her. The mother is suing her for putting that information out there. She wants her to recant that statement. Yeah, on top of there's all that. I mean, okay, so
this child is totally fucked mentally. She has been fucked royally, not just by the stepfather, but by her mother.
Oh yeah.
So she's already
off kilter.
Just that in itself is enough to drive you insane.
Yes, and another reality. Let me
tell you one of the things that someone made the statement of, are we raising punk bitch kids nowadays, because these kids fall apart at the smallest things nowadays. And I used to think along those lines, like, damn, these some old sorry ass kids. I mean, they fall apart for anything. But things are so different now. Whereas before, when you were getting, because you know, teenage suicide is up like crazy, right? So when you were in school, if someone was teasing you and you went home, you didn't have to deal with that shit while you was at home. You only had to deal with it once you got back on that school bus in the morning until the end of the school day, and then at 3 o'clock you was free of that shit. Now with social media, it's not just them 2 or 3 kids at the school fucking with you. It's the whole world. I mean, and that shit, and it just keeps going. It goes viral when they fuck with you. Someone records some bullshit, and then it goes viral. Someone says something nasty about you, and then it goes viral. And so that shit is in your face all day, every day. So it's a whole different breed of peer pressure nowadays. It's a whole different breed of what you call it, bullying, that we didn't have to deal with. So yeah, maybe these kids ain't punks. Maybe it's just too fucking much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, it's much more accessible.
So with this young lady, I'm sorry, I forgot her name.
Jhonni Blaze.
Jhonni Blaze. Okay, Jhonni Blaze. Okay, so with Jhonni Blaze, she's already got the childhood fuckery. Okay, then she manages to make something of herself despite her circumstances. And then social media, these motherfuckers on social media, these what you call it, keyboard bullies are a whole fucking mess.
Yeah,
they just say whatever the fuck they want to say. They don't care how it affects you. They don't care how it makes you feel.
No, they want to see you. They want to
right.
see you.
They want you to crumble,
tore down.
Right. Yeah, and they say the nastiest things about people. I think it's like when these you've seen the celebrities read the mean tweets. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like, damn, what if I was on the edge? What if I was suicidal? One more tweet, you know what I'm saying? Could be the straw that broke the camel's back and literally caused someone to put a gun in their mouth. And these people just don't give a fuck.
Honey, they even talk smack after you done commit suicide. They still like, haha, you dead. You know, I've seen that. I'm like,
girl,
they harassing the parents about it. Like,
you know how these school board meetings have been going buck wild recently over the mask mandates and stuff like that. One young boy was, you know, he had gotten to the microphone and he was talking about how his grandmother had died from COVID. And there was a heckler in the room. There was a grown-ass man fucking with a teenage boy that is still grieving his grandmother's death from COVID.
Right.
And this motherfucker across the room has the nerve to say mean and evil shit. I mean, damn, they not just on the keyboard. They in your face with that shit. People just don't give a fuck about anybody anymore.
And then under the stress with the pandemic and everything, people are really showing how disgusting they are. They can't even hide it. They have a lot of free time. Anymore. Exactly.
They're not even human. These are some heartless motherfuckers. That's all I can say. It's heartbreaking I was like, that child is talking about his grandmother dying. And they couldn't even respect him enough to shut the fuck up and let him talk.
And was he a white guy, black guy, or?
Both people were white. The young boy that was speaking, he was white, and then the asshole heckler was white as well.
Yeah, I mean, this pandemic is really showing. I mean, just working with the public and stuff, you just really see it. People nerves are tore up, and as humans, unfortunately, a lot of humans want to lash out. You know, like, I don't like making other people feel horrible about it. A lot of people, they really get off on that. They get off on
I've never understood that. It's never been my objective to make someone feel bad. You know, while you're at work, you're working, let's say you're making $8 an hour. I'm gonna come on your job and make you feel worse. Your day is already fucked up. You're making $8 an hour. Why would I come, you know, and I've had bad service where I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna tell this heifer a new asshole today, because she's, you know, I don't know what's going on in her life. I don't know what's causing her to act like that. I remember there was this one time I was at the DMV and this girl got real nasty with me unnecessarily. And I left and I came back with a dildo because I was like, this bitch need to come, right? So she could get a better fucking attitude. But then I didn't take it in. I changed my mind just before I went in there because I was like, I wasn't doing it to help her. I was doing it to embarrass her. Because it was not a dildo she could have gotten any pleasure from. It was one of them double-headed suckers that was like 16 inches long and about this big around. And I was going to slap it on the counter in front of her, in
that
front of
sounds
everybody.
good.
Shut the fuck up. So I wasn't doing it to help. I was doing it to embarrass her. And I said, if I ever come back, I'm going to come back with something she could actually use. I'm going to put it in a gift bag with a nice card and tell her she needs to make herself happy and smile. But I never actually made it back over there. But I was going to do it the right way if I did it. I was like, if I do it this way, I'm just doing it to fuck with her.
Right. Yeah. People
so I was like, I'm not going to go in there and fuck up her day any more than it already is. Or, you know, but that's the only time I was really about to just be a complete and total ass. And she had earned it. But again, I don't know what's going on in that woman's life. She could have just lost her mother. I don't know. And
then she worked at the DMV, so you know, probably 20
she been dealing with assholes all day.
Okay, and she just like, you know, it's really there's no excuse, but at the same time, we're humans. But I mean, I work with the public, and I mean, there is such thing as self-control. You do not have to be nasty. You do not. I mean.
I will tell you, there was this one. I went to the DMV once, and I had fines up the ass for expired tag and renewal, and so it was like $400 worth of fines. I walked in the door with, and I was so nice to that lady, and I complimented her on her hair, on her nails, and everything, and I was just as pleasant as could be. I walked out of there paying $24.
That's what I'm saying. People don't care. They want even when you try to. Sometimes I try to do something nice to kind of calm people now, and then they get nasty. It's like, you know, screw it.
Right. So
screw it. But yeah.
Okay, back on subject. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, this goes all with mental health in our communities. And, you know, one good thing I can say, even though it is like, you know, emotional vomit all over the internet, one good thing I can say is they are getting it out their system. Now, this is not productive in a way. You know, they should have that good friend they can talk to, or they, you know, or do something else, because all this is going to do is open them up for more crap. Obviously, there's attention that is needed. And so instead of, you know, trying to get attention from a bunch of different eyeballs that just want to hurt you more, you know, just, you know, try to work on yourself and then get the quality of people in your life that you want and you deserve. So, but it's a good thing they're getting it out their system. But they need professional help. And sadly, in our community, that is not stressed as a good option. Black people tell you go to church, pray about it, give it to God, but they don't encourage helping yourself by seeking some real professional help. Right. And so it's still frowned upon in our community, you know. It is. For us to sit down on somebody's sofa and relax, relate, release. You know, and the fact that people still go into social media looking for that approval, looking for someone to tell them it's okay. We don't know what to do. We have all those emotions bottled up inside of us. We don't have a true outlet for it. Like with Brittney, for example, she's clearly at a pivotal point where she has this baby. You know, maybe she was at a point where she was the baddest chick and she can, you know, screw. I mean, but I think she probably just realizing getting a man to screw you is really not a big thing. I mean, a man will screw a hole in a wall. I mean, that's what they call glory holes. Okay. I have seen some very aesthetically unpleasing mofos pregnant. Yes. Okay. And so you have not done a thing. So she's probably getting at that pivotal point where she has this baby and she just probably wants to relax. You know, she probably through the college life or whatever, and she just want to relax and have a family for her child. Maybe she's coming into true womanhood and motherhood and want to have a family unit, or just, you know, have good men to come to her with the right intentions. But she probably feels, in this video, I just feel like she's a woman where she's beautiful and everything, but she felt like she effed up. She screwed up. She screwed up to the point where she can't trust men. She probably feel like all they want to do is screw. You know, like she said, I'm not here for a good time, but a long time. You know, and that's all she ever had was good time. That's all. She never really had the long time. I'm not really sure what happened between her and the PJ Washington. I'm having a hard time using her as an example right now. I mean, yeah,
I think
but I
because
mean, but
I don't know enough details to say that she's in a crisis per se versus
right.
Jhonni Blaze is clearly
Oh
in a
yeah.
crisis right now.
Yeah,
And
then Summer Walker, I didn't show that video, but yeah, if you've seen her video, woo, she's all in kind of, but it's just, we just had good, strong men. I would dare to say that all of these three women probably didn't have strong men in their lives to give them that baseline of who they are as a person, or at least give them insight to what is normal, what's not, or something, like we were saying, how we can see what is going on and we don't want that, some kind of lesson. I cannot imagine having no father in my life. I can, good or bad or whatever, I cannot imagine, not to see what expectations are, or even if it's something bad, at least I'm like, okay, something, at least not something as perverse where Jhonni Blaze is gone through. I mean, it's I really feel bad for us as as a
I mean, I'll
community.
say
But
this for like with the aspect of having a strong male in the house. I definitely feel like my sons have been extremely blessed to have the
right,
father that they have. I feel like my husband is very blessed to have the father that he has.
right.
Uh, as far as my own father, I I did learn some things from him, so I'll
Right.
give
I
him
mean,
some credit.
okay, now
You
let me
know,
give you a story. Now, remember when you were saying how some guy was like harassing you and your dad went to take care
oh,
of it?
huh? Well,
And you
no, it was more so. I've always had that confidence that when someone, because I was approached by grown ass men when I was a child multiple
right.
times, and thankfully, I've always had this mouth on me, and I
Mhm,
was quick to cuss a grown ass man out for saying the wrong, inappropriate thing to me. And I think the first time I was probably about 7 when I
mhm,
was approached by a grown ass man.
mm,
And I was
mm,
approached by two of my uncles, and I was approached by one of
mm,
my girlfriend's uncle, and
mhm.
I was approached by a pastor. I this Miles, I will cuss you out quick. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you come at me wrong, I'm gonna meet you where you at.
Right.
So I would be like, get the fuck out of my face. I'm gonna tell my daddy he gonna kill you. That was
Right.
quick. I was quick to tell somebody my daddy would kill them. And despite the fact that my dad had tendencies to be a piece of shit at times, I knew
Mhm.
without a doubt that my daddy would pull a gun and kill
Right.
somebody if I told him that someone had stepped to me wrong. So,
Right.
and that
But
includes his own
that was
brother.
everything. I mean, everything's
Right.
not
Oh
perfect,
yeah.
but
I mean,
yeah.
that's why I said I know that I'm better off having had him in my life than I would have
Mhm.
been without him. I
Yeah,
do
because they
believe
would have
my
been
mom
all of
could have
them would have
handled it,
they
but
would
I
have been
wouldn't
running
be
a
the
train
same
on you.
person.
I'm just
Huh?
joking. I said all
What'd you
those women
say?
would have been running a train on you. I'm just joking.
I don't know. I do know that my mom would have handled it by herself because mostly she did. but
Right.
I do with him being in the house and there was some
Mhm.
security in that. You know,
Yes.
with him there were some lessons that he taught me that I still carry with me to this day.
Mhm.
That I know I would not be the strong individual I am without those lessons. So I
Mhm.
definitely know that even with a piece of shit daddy, there could be some good to come out of it. So
Right.
yeah, I feel for anyone who did not grow up in a strong two family household. I mean two parent household.
Mhm.
That was one of my I was so blessed that my kids were able to experience that. And for
Mhm.
my son to tell me, for my youngest son to tell me that he's looking for what we have, that to me, I'm like, I feel like I've done my job. If I don't get nothing
Right.
else right in
A
this
young
life,
son too. It's not
yeah,
like he's a 40-year-old man. Like he's
yeah,
like, out of barely, the teenage years and already looking to that when most kids is worrying about video games, but they have time to see that. Yeah, that's
right.
amazing.
And I
Yeah.
remember I fixed a charcuterie tray and was taking it upstairs to my husband and
Mhm.
for us to have a little date night in the bedroom.
Mhm.
And my middle baby saw me taking it up there and he was like, I'm so jealous. I was like, how you gonna be jealous? It's your daddy. He's like, I know, I'm just jealous. I can't wait till I have somebody I could do this with and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, I know I've set a good example for them. Despite
Right.
they've seen us fight, it wasn't
Mhm.
all strawberries
Right,
and,
of
and
course.
champagne for damn sure. They've seen us fight, they've seen us go months without speaking, they've seen us not be together and
Right.
the whole gamut of emotions between us, but they've also seen how strong we are together. And
Mhm.
if I could wish that for everybody, for every child to have that strong foundation
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Because, after that, I've done everything I can do. What you do after that is on you. Okay. So even if your parents don't live together, if you're both in their lives and they know my mama got my back, my daddy got my back, that makes a difference in who that child is going to be.
Yeah, it does. With all of this, like I was saying at the beginning, with are Black men accountable for Black women mental health? So that's a tricky question. We all
So now
accountable for
when you say it
ourselves.
like that, it still sounds like you're talking about couples, not community. I don't know. That's what I hear. I hear couples, not community. Because I'm hearing, and like in particular, we talking about Jhonni Blaze, what would have happened if she had not been, molested, but there was a strong Black man, a strong Black woman standing there behind her, raising her up. You know what I'm saying? I'm still hearing.
Okay, so I guess because in my belief, and that's probably where we branch off, where I feel like the men are the baseline of our community. Men are the leaders. Men are on the forefront.
Should be.
Yeah, they should be. So that's a problem. They're not. So that's where we have that issue of where if your foundation is weak, everything you
crumbles.
it crumbles. So
you can't build shit on that.
Right. I feel like even though I came from a strong foundation, even though you came from a strong foundation, I can still see a community as a whole where there is not a strong foundation from our men. That's why I believe our foundation is weak. So we have, of course, white women, they all, Britney Spears is all over, Instagram and splatting all over the place with her emotional vomit as well, yada, yada, yada. But, I just care about our people because, it's just hurtful to see because I see what the problem is and how it could be better, but I don't see a solution. I just don't. But, back to the original question, no, are Black men accountable? No. No, everyone's accountable for themselves. So that was just saying that this would kind of be messy. But as a collective, as a community, I feel like if we had some type of stability and strong foundation with our men and where they, to know that Black men don't feel like they're supposed to cover us. Okay. They feel like we're supposed to cover them. And that's not normal. That's not right. Other communities, they are not like that. You don't see, like I said, Asian women, you don't see white women, you don't see them rah, rah, rah. Like you said, they want us to come fight the abortion battle. No, we are not supposed to fight any battles. We are supposed to rest in our femininity and take care of our men when they come back from the battle. But it's now it's expected of us that we're supposed to fight. And that's not normal. That's not normal that we're supposed to fight. And that's why the foundation is weak. And that's why we're just,
struggling as a community as a whole.
We are just struggling, there are other cases like with me, I had a good husband, I had a family unit and I did not appreciate it. So, of course, there's little examples of how, I'm accountable for that. I'm not going to blame that man for that. I'm accountable. So we have all our issues, piece by piece, but collectively as a whole, we should, for us to do better as Black people, for us to be healthier, especially mentally, we don't have like all these women here, like, Brittney Renner, she's a mother. So what kind of energy she's going to give to her child? Summer Walker, she's accountable because she knew the kind of man she was dealing with, but now what kind of energy, but why there are so few good men to choose from, but that's also, her fault, but what kind of energy she's going to give to her child? Jhonni Blaze, she can't have children, probably so stressed and everything, can't have children, So, if the men take care of us mentally, then we can be better mothers, and give off better generations. But we can't do that or not doing that properly because we all screwed up in the head. It is our accountability. But I would prefer that we have a strong foundation. So 90% of it is us because we're accountable. for ourselves, but 10%, I'm gonna have to say Black men are accountable because they're not holding it down like they're supposed to be as a community, as a collective, a community, not just case by case or relationship wise, just in general, because they don't want to get married, Kasha. They don't want to get married.
Well,
they only want to get married when
they
they get
have
old.
it in their heads.
They only want to get married when
the
old
shit start
man.
falling apart when their dick don't have work anymore.
when it's to the advantage, they don't get married to build.
When they can no longer fuck every day. Yeah.
Listen, Black men, they don't get married to build. They get married for if it's something convenient for them. There are very few men that they don't see us as an asset. They just see us as something useful. And if we're not used to, that's why they don't want to get married until they're broke down, because they don't think about building. They don't think about long range. They don't think about, building up our community and generational.
I'm a hit back a little bit on the, they don't think about building. I don't think it's so much that they don't think about building per se, as I think they don't consider sharing. They'll build for themselves. They don't necessarily. They want you to come in as they're now saying they want you to come in as an equal partner on some shit. They don't.
Right.
What I've seen is a lot of Black entrepreneurs out there making their money and whatnot. They don't want to share it with us.
They don't.
They don't feel like we're worthy of sharing it with us. But they will marry outside their race and share it willingly with someone else. But they don't want to share that with us. For some reason, we are unworthy. Right. So yeah, they'll build. Right. They will build. They will build their wealth. They'll build their portfolio. They'll handle their business, and then they think that we're not worthy of being on their arms. That's not the eye candy they were looking for. Right.
I mean, and that's lacking foresight. I mean, like Asian people, they think about their communities. They don't think about just building. All those Chinese people, Asian people, they're not a build. They build like a mug, but they do it as a community for the generational wealth. White people, they the masters at that. Black people, they don't, like you said, they'll take the money and take it to another community. Whereas Black women, we don't do that. We only do that when we have to.
My friend in India asked me a good question once, and he was like, why do Americans, and not all Americans, but he's like, why do Americans put their children out at 18? As soon as our kids graduate from high school, we're telling them, go to school or get out, whatever the case may be. We don't give them time to build themselves up. And that's more of a Black community thing. That's not every other community. White people don't do that. Indian people don't do that. Hispanic people
because we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing, and the little resources we have, we just want to be like, okay, good, get out, we done now.
But what 18-year-old can take care of themselves? What 18-year-old is gonna make enough money to pay rent? So it's like, if you don't, and I know my mom told us we had 6 months after graduation or 18, whichever came first, to get out. You can go to school full time and stay here, but you're gonna have to have a job and you're gonna have to pay some bills. So I wasn't given that opportunity to build my money up. I gave my son the opportunity to build his money up before he needed to find a place to stay. And then he and his brother moved in together so they could still build their money while they are being independent. So it was like, why do we as a community put our children out at 18 and not give them a chance to build themselves up financially first, or get in a position where they can support themselves financially?
I mean, because the resources are different. I mean, your resources, you're in a comfortable place with your resources. So you have resources.
Hold on a second. If you're let's say you're a single mother and you're raising 2 kids, and the average is 3. Okay, so let's say you're raising 3 kids and you have an 18-year-old that just graduated from high school. How is moving that child out of my home at that point, how does that financially help me?
Because how does that pay for their food and stuff? What are you talking about?
I mean, a little bit. But I mean, is that going to really bring me up in the world? Or could I, let's say, for instance, let's say my child continues to stay with me at 18, 19, 20, 21. Let's say I get them until they turn 21. Okay. My child is working now. Working is a mandatory option for you to stay with me. You cannot sit up in my house, play video games all day and wait for me to come home with my paycheck like you my man. And even that's not going to work. Okay. So you're going to have to pay some bills. But if you're making, let's say the average 18-year-old is making $300 a week. Okay. So let's say you're making $300 a week after taxes. That's a lot for them. But let's say you are. You should be able to put 200 of that to 300 of that back into this household. And you need to be able to save half of your money. If you can make $300 a week and bring home $1,200 a month, you should be able to put $600 away.
What's your point, Joshua?
My point is that you got time to build.
You're making my head hurt.
I was just saying, you have time to build, and it's not costing me really because you're paying into this household as well. Okay, so you're not a financial burden for me. Yeah, you have to pay something to stay here. You're not staying here for free. I'm not going to keep sponsoring your ass. Okay. But you're gonna have
you missed that big part out. I think
if you set them on a path to save, maybe even invest, but mostly to save their money, to pay some bills so they have some financial responsibility, and then they still have spending money left over so they can have a good time. But they have to live on a budget. You're preparing them for life outside. I remember Jermaine from Georgetown. He called me once because I made a post about the fact that my kids hadn't done their chores, so I wasn't taking them to whatever movie they said they wanted to go to. I think it was probably Transformers or something. And so he was like, man, I wish more parents would do that. Most parents are like, oh, well, if he's making good grades, then that's enough. No, these kids don't have life lessons. They don't have responsibilities, chores. They don't know how to wash their own ass most of the time. They damn sure don't know how to clean a house, how to cook a meal, or anything like that. They don't know how to do anything. So their parents aren't preparing them for the life outside of the house, but then we want to put them out at 18. You haven't taught them how to save money. Shoot, you put $1,200 a month in somebody's hands that never had any real money before. They think they balling. So they start splurging. And everything. When my middle baby first got his job, I let him burn his first 2 paychecks before I said shit to him. Then I asked him, I said, okay, you done worked all them hours. What you got to show for it? Oh, you bought some shit on Amazon, but where's your money? You got any money? Okay, this is what we're going to do. And I put him on a savings plan, and I didn't have to say shit else to him. He was excited about that money coming in and seeing his bank balance improve every pay period and stuff like that. So, you know, even now, while he's out on his own, his first thing is, as soon as let's check it, I don't need this. Let me put this over here so it's out of sight, out of mind. And this is what I'm working with. That's his mindset. So I know it's my oldest, his direct deposit goes straight into his savings account. He only moves into his checking what he needs, you know? So they have their mindset to always have something. And we aren't teaching our kids financial responsibility.
I mean, and that's because there's not a foundation as a community. We all over the place. We don't have that. So that's, and we can get our men.
That's one of the things I love about my husband, because I've seen him help other teenagers set up cryptocurrency accounts, teaching them about the market and stuff like that, so they can start putting money away now. They can start making money now. You know, he got his own kids set up. They have their own crypto accounts. He's got I know at least one niece, one of my girlfriend's sons, and you know, he's always open. You call him anytime, ask him questions, and he's going to help you as much as he can, so that, because he's not just holding his knowledge to himself. He's sharing it so that the next person can teach the next person, and so forth and so on. And that's what our community needs.
That's what our community needs. That's what our community needs. So, yeah. So we just, I mean, so that's why I made the title, "Are Black Men Accountable?" Like I said, you know, in the case with the women, you know, just individually, we all accountable for ourselves, even though there are different circumstances. But in general, anything that's not right, when you see all of your women, 3 women in 3 weeks are having mental breakdowns on Instagram. Okay, that should not. I mean, with white women, all I saw was Britney Spears like the whole time. That's all. But we having 3 different, and who else? who else is going to pop up? You see that Jhonni Blaze, she can barely talk. She is so shell shocked. You know, who knows? I mean, and further into the video, she talks about how this male friend of hers totally betrayed her for some clout with this other blogger. You know, it's like, you know, you're not bringing nothing to the table, but then you want to, you know, be beneficial. You know, it's just, so I just wish, you know,
it's exhausting.
Women, yes, I know. Women, we need to make, you know, we have to, like, I'm single and Lord knows I want a man. Lord knows I do. But I've, you know, learned that it's not worth it. It's not worth it if you bring in trash into your life. So my point in saying
protect
that,
your peace.
Yes, my point.
That's my phrase. Protect your peace at all times.
You're so weird. But my point in saying that is, you know, we have to be accountable and we have to raise our standards up for ourselves. You know, yes, the men aren't where they're supposed to be. We need to be accountable. And maybe if we put the brakes on it, then it will make the men have to wake up.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem. There's the lack of standards. Yeah. So these men, okay, so let's say you have 100 women, 25 of them have standards. You're not gonna, first of all, you're not gonna have 100 men, but let's just say we got 100 men for those 100 women. Okay, so you got 25 with standards, 75 that have zero standards. Okay, these 100 men will wait in line for those 75 women that have zero standards before they put in the work required to get the woman with standards.
They will.
Because the chicken heads, those 75 chicken heads are rolling out the car. I mean, and when I say rolling out the carpet, I'm talking about sex. Okay, they're giving up all the goods, and all you had to do is buy that bitch a Happy Meal or get her nails done. And she's rolling out the red carpet. She's sucking, she's fucking, she's throwing that ass in a circle. She's doing anal. She's sucking your balls. You teabagging her. You and your friend fucking her. They doing everything under the sun. They doing splits on it and backflips on it. And you know, this chick over here wants to get to know you.
Right.
She wants to go out to dinner. She wants to take a long walk in the park and, you know, spend some time with you and get to know you, your values, your family or whatever. And God forbid, she should decide that she don't want to fuck you in the first 72 hours of meeting you. Who the fuck does she think she is?
Right. Or just don't want to be with you in general. Maybe she
it's so much easier to just get, you know, I tell this bitch over here, she fine. Well, that's all I got to do.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
and she pee popping.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like that with the other communities though. I mean, the other communities, they don't have to play all these games and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm still going to bring it down to the foundation. We have a big crack in our foundation and their belief system, you know, what they find as value and of importance. I mean, men are going to be men.
But with other to marry you after their shit done dried up or your shit done dried up, your best years are gone now, they want to fucking get married.
For real, you know, I mean, or you know, or they find some kind of advantage or some kind of point to you. You know, they don't see themselves as the advantage or as the point, and you're there to help build from there. And when I say help, I'm not talking about 50-50, you know, and support, you know, keeping down your family, you know,
I don't believe in that bullshit anyway.
They don't find no value in none of that. None of it. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, because like with these they're beautiful and they're young now. I mean, but you know, by the time they get older in their 40s, they're gonna be haggard. They're gonna be used up.
They're gonna need that coochie rejuvenation.
You know what I'm saying? Their mental health is gonna be squat. They're gonna, you know, have the high blood pressure. They're gonna just be
you don't fuck 150 minutes. Where's your self-esteem? Where's your self-love after you've had 150 different penises inside of you?
Right. I mean, so we need to take accountability, but we need our strong foundation.
I give you mad props if you love yourself afterwards, though. Hey.
But we are wired.
I got a paper cup with your name on it, but hey, come on, let's go, girl.
You so stupid, paper cup with your name on it.
Oh, you're not drinking from the glasses now.
No. So okay, so what do you think? So to wrap this up, what do you think? Do you think Black men having any accountability and driving us crazy, or what?
I definitely think that I agree with Black men should be the foundation of our community. We should be building together with our men, alongside our men. I still believe personal accountability is key, but it's a whole lot easier to do that when you have a really good support system and a good foundation to start from.
You're right, honey. You're right. If you ain't got nothing to work on, then you don't know what to be accountable to. These young ladies, they don't know. They like that. I have that inner strength in me. They don't have that. They shooting from the hip all the time. You know, like when you make Instagram videos, I mean, you know all the crap I've gone through in my life. You think I want to go on Instagram and cry that out and tell everyone all my business? I mean, I kind of do it on YouTube sometimes, but still, you know what I'm saying? But I'm working into a story. But I don't come on as an emotional mess, you know, because I have that inner strength in me. And I know at the end of the day, if I did something stupid, I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to move on. But you know, I know who I am, basically. I know who I am. These women don't know who they are. They don't know who they are.
Mental illness is real, even if it's temporary. If you're just having an episode or a depressive bout or whatever, but it is very real, and it can change your personality. It can cause you to be someone who you normally wouldn't be, and it's so hard to find your way back out of that. Not everyone is capable, and you can say, "Oh, well, just pull yourself out of it and go wash your hair and get dressed and let's go." And it, you know. And even if that person can plaster a smile on their face, doesn't mean they're okay.
Yeah, that's
that
what
means they're trying to make you feel okay. They don't feel good inside, but they want you to feel comfortable. So they're stressing themselves out even more by trying to keep the facade going that they're okay, so that you feel okay. You know, it's just it's a whole ball of wax that, you know, we as a community still need to delve into. We still haven't given mental illness the kind of attention that it deserves, and made it okay for you to be not so good today or not so good this year. You know, however long that moment is going to last for you. Like, I've definitely seen mental illness up close and personal in my family, and I've seen episodes that have lasted for minutes, and I've seen episodes that have lasted for 18 months. So,
so what do you suggest for these women? I mean, because, you know, when, you know, like you said, they definitely need therapy and stuff like that. But a lot of times, you know, they just need to find a right therapist. And a lot of times you just don't have to find, you don't have the energy to find the right therapist, because a good therapist can take you on the right track, or this can just take you down another track, you know, but it doesn't get
rabbit hole.
But it doesn't get you to the center where you need to be. But
I do believe, but the effort is still necessary. You know, you gotta want to get better. But sometimes that's easier said than done too. It's like, if you don't know what to do or where to go, then that's a whole nother set of stress on you at that moment, is trying to figure out how do I even get started. It's like when you walk into, I'm gonna give you an example. I have a storage unit, with all my stuff in it. And so, like, we went to the storage unit yesterday, and when I see it, I just want to set it on fire. I literally don't want shit out of there. I just want to set it on fire. Just looking at the prospect of having to move all of that shit again stresses me out mentally. I look at it and I go, oh, fuck this. I don't want any parts of it. And so it's overwhelming. Where do you begin? Where do you begin? Because if I had set it up, I would be straight. But I set it up at the house, and then they came and got the boxes and put it in storage. And they didn't use any rhyme or reason, even though everything was labeled. There's no rhyme or reason. Things look like they've literally been thrown in.
You know what? I came up with the perfect solution for this.
What's that?
So a lot of times when you go to a therapist, it can be a little too formal, and it takes time to break down walls. These girls, they need something quick, or at least, or something that kind of get them into it. So I think if they get, like, I hate to be corny and you're gonna laugh because we already talked about this, but I think a professional cuddler, and I'm being serious, they just need to lay down with someone they don't know, that just will lay there,
wrap their arms around them, hold them, and let them
absorb their energy, and let them just, instead of going on social media, just vomit it out on them. Let someone
I'm gonna need you to find another damn phrase. You're killing me with this emotional vomit.
You need to watch. Well, I watch these 3 videos a day, and there was nothing but bleh, all over the place. Like, yo, what's up? But yeah, they need someone just to kind of just be in a calmness, just lay down, human contact, someone that don't want nothing, needs nothing from them, and then just see what's on their mind. And just do that for a while, and then you can build up to finding a really good therapist. I really think that would be, because if with me, I mean, that sounds good for myself. Because sometimes the formality of a therapist is kind of like you said, it's like going into that storage unit, like where to begin. But if you just kind of just lay down and just whatever's on your mind at the moment, and just talk to someone and just feel a touch, I think that would kind of knock the edge off and chip away. And and make some moves. I really think so. I don't know. I just really thought about that. I know you think I'm joking, but I'm so serious right now.
No, I know you're serious. I know you're serious, and I can picture it. But then in these COVID times, I'm like, can that even take place?
Put a mask
is there a way to do it? And because that person's gonna be snotting up that whole mask. They're gonna need like 6 masks in that session.
Or they can do like a test, like you do other things. Do like a little COVID test before you make your appointment or something like that. I mean, there is such thing as a professional cuddler. So y'all look that up on YouTube. And actually,
it's like I feel like I could do it if they had their head on my lap, kind of thing.
Or they can,
and I could just rub on them while they
have them between your legs. Have them between your legs. Their head between your, like on your stomach. Where they're not in your face, but they can feel the warmth of your thighs. They can feel your coochie is hot. And then you just kind of rub their head, and what I'm saying, stuff like that helps. It really does. And warm coochie take a lot of problems, girl. The warm coochie. Hot. A hot one. Hot one better.
Hot is always better. Okay. But ma'am.
But that'd be another cuddle session. That'd be a different type because hot.
I like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to picture how I could do the whole. Maybe you remember. And granted, I'm not suggesting this at all, but you've seen the movie Pretty Woman.
No, I've never seen the whole thing. I know that's your all-time favorite movie.
Anyway, there's a scene close to the beginning where they're in the tub together, and she's got her legs wrapped. He's between her legs, and she's got her legs wrapped around him in the tub. And they're having this little therapy session. And then he starts talking about how much he pays his therapist. And she was like, you just got all this 44. She starts talking about the length of her legs or whatever wrapped around you for the bargain price of this much. And you just got all the therapy you were paying your psychiatrist for. So that's what just popped in my head. But anywho, I'm assuming there's a way to do this and still be
well, like I said, do a COVID test beforehand. Make sure your test is negative, but keep the contact minimal for the moment. But just to feel a body warmth, and just to be able to talk it out to someone you don't know, and then someone to kind of give you some feedback. Because you can, as a therapist, I'm pretty sure you can get better feedback or better advice if you're just in a relaxed, lay down state that uptight. You know what I'm saying? You would think. And you just don't feel like it's that much of a, like when I talk to my therapist, I just felt like I was always on a timer, but that was not the right therapist for me, but this is something that I would think to bridge you over to finding the right therapist for you, but you still working it out. That is something I'm just throwing in there, girl. But, mental health, we just have, we can't really blame it on anybody. It's just something, the only thing we can be accountable for is just to try to recognize that, these behaviors is a cry for help, and then to do something about it. And, whoever your friends are, whatever, they should be the ones that's telling you, don't do that. Like if I did that, you would be like, girl, what you doing? Stop. You would be like, what are you doing? Why are you on Instagram just crying your eyeballs out, or just, acting, out of character? You would not let that go on. You would just, it'll be one video and done, so.
Yeah. Right. I have off subject, but there was this girl in on one of my used to be in my Facebook group,
Mm-hmm.
and she made a post asking people to help her pay for her oh gosh, what is it that you take when you have herpes?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um
you're talking about Valcyclovir or something, or
no,
acyclovir?
something start with an A, I
Zo-
think. Uh
Acyclovir.
no, it was old. This is, 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Um oh gosh, Aviva,
Abreva?
something. Abreva.
That Breva, that's just a topical for the lip, though.
Right. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. So anyway, so she was
it is
talking,
expensive.
she was
It
asking
is.
somebody for help to pay for her Abreva, and somebody, so I was like, girl, if you'll take that shit down.
Okay. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's $18. Like,
Oh my
and why
God.
you gotta let everyone see? People could take that story and run wild with it. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You
So
know?
thankfully this was 10 years ago. So she didn't get dragged completely for it. But
Oh,
like,
10 years ago, that was like probably $26 10 years ago.
yeah, but I'm like, did this chick just go online and ask people to help her pay for her Abreva? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that
then
became
people
her nickname. That's what we started calling her.
exactly.
But her
Yeah,
name was kind of close to that too. Yeah, but we called her Abreva. It's like, baby, no,
you said her
you
name was
can't.
kind of close to that too.
Yeah. Oh God, no, take it down, take it down. We'll see you somebody, girl. Take it down, take it down.
Right. These people need better people around them. You know, someone to actually look after you, even if some of you really
These are the same
know,
people
you
that let
know?
bitches run out in the street looking a hot ass mess, wearing clothes they don't have no business in.
Right. I mean that's
I
one
mean,
thing, but when you
I'm
when
all
you
for body
mentally ill,
positivity, but I'm just saying in general, you're expecting
mhm,
people to tell you don't
right. I
do
mean they're
stupid
clearly
stuff
not though.
online while they're not going to tell you not to put on a stupid outfit.
Right. They're clearly not doing
No,
any of
they're
that.
gonna laugh, they're gonna share that shit, and they're gonna
Yeah.
talk about you behind your back.
Right.
That's it.
So
That's how that's gonna work.
so black men, we give you a pass tonight. Is you're somewhat accountable, in my opinion, but not as much because everyone is accountable for themselves. But as black women, we really need to look after our mental health. This, Instagram stuff, a lot of us we can see behind it, and it it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad for Brittney because I I I feel her. She done been a hoe and stuff, and now she wants to be a housewife, and she feels hopeless. She feel like she can't. She's probably done too much damage. She's getting to that point, and it's never. I mean, she's a
Yeah, I'm
beautiful
having a
girl.
hard time relating to her. I really am
You are.
struggling to relate to her. I feel all kinds of bad for Jhonni Blaze. I
Yeah.
do,
I mean, but
but
they done the same thing basically. I mean, they
I
all
just
doing the
have to
same
wonder
different
for a chick that goes online and brags about being able to get money out of ballers
because
because they're
that's a
stupid,
deep-seated
and
problem. That ain't
to
smart.
go, yeah,
She might.
I believe she needs some mental health.
Right.
I
I
do
mean, that's
believe she
not
needs some help,
normal.
but
Whenever a woman put
I'm just
themselves
not. I can't get on the empathy with her
just like
and
a
her
superhead. I
situation.
mean, you don't feel sympathetic for a superhead? Corinne Steffens?
I know you're talking about. I read the book. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan. I got some of my techniques from her. Um,
Right.
I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. Do I feel bad for her? I don't know. I think unless something's new going on with her. I don't
No.
know about anything new going on with her. I think she flipped the situation and made the most of it.
I think
I'm sure
anytime
she's
when
got some
people
mental stress that goes along with that and
Mhm.
everything. So I'm hoping that she's staying mentally healthy through what her daily life. But for the most part, I feel like she turned out to be a motherfucking boss out of the situation. She took some lemons and made some motherfucking delicious lemonade.
But she didn't have to make the lemons in the first place. That's the
I mean,
thing.
I mean,
I
she
mean,
started off in porn and
yeah.
doing videos and stuff,
But
music videos and stuff like
why?
that.
Women, that's not
But we don't know
normal.
what led her there.
Yeah. I
We don't
mean,
know what led her to
yeah,
that.
what was it in her book? Was she molested or something?
I
Or
don't recall that part, but
yeah,
that
I'm not
doesn't mean
sure
it
this.
didn't happen. So
Right, I'm
I'm
not
not gonna
sure. I'm
put
not
it in
sure.
there. But uh,
Right.
yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, no matter what our circumstances are, no matter what happened to us, we
Mm-hmm.
have to find the strength, and God knows where you're gonna get it from. But you gotta find the strength to get on top of the situation so you can
Yeah.
control your new narrative.
Yeah. Because life is
Because
life. Life
otherwise you
keeps
live as
going.
a victim to the circumstance that happened to you,
Mm-hmm.
to whatever the abuse is. You got to win, and you're not
Yes.
winning. Your abuser is always winning as long as what they did controls
Right.
everything you do.
Or if you grew up in poverty. I mean, I'm not sure if Brittney Renner, grew up in poverty, and it made her poverty.
Poverty.
So, and it made
it's P-O heifer, P-O.
Oh, poverty. Leave me alone. Anyway, it's late.
Okay, go ahead, prom. Go ahead and prom.
Poverty. And proms. Promises.
I just say when the comments come, they'll say I didn't try to help. That's all I'm saying.
They wouldn't have noticed anyway. But poverty. That causes. That's a cycle of mental health. Okay, I'm going. I gotta go. My baby's crying over there, dude. He's so stupid. Because I really didn't mean to do that, but I did it anyway. Thank God for spell check. But I think spell check kind of messes up us up where you don't have to know anything and then you speak it wrong.
If you try to do poverty while you're on spell check, they're gonna think you meant property and they're gonna fix it wrong. Oh, she meant property. She meant property.
I'm like, yeah, I mean property. Why is this putting this here? Girl, yeah, my spelling. I mean, yeah, I can spell, but it don't match up. It just don't match up. So I mean, either way. So ladies, all women, especially us Black women, look after our mental health. I mean, you're young now, but you don't stay young always, and it's not how you start; it's how you finish. It's like a Volkswagen. You want to be a good, steady Volkswagen at the end.
Yeah, you motherfuckers know what a Volkswagen is.
You don't want to be. I know you're a Ferrari, rah now, but you want to be. When you get older, you don't want all this trash. So work it out while you're younger now. Take care of your mental health. Like I said, look into the professional cuddling just to get started, and then branch off and find a professional that can really work through, or a psychiatrist that can prescribe medications and stuff like that. And that's basically it, just to take care. I feel bad for y'all young ladies, even if y'all don't feel bad for yourselves per se, but, I just can see the pain and the hurt. Mm-hmm.
Do you need a cuddle session?
I'm going to get one, honey. I'm going to do a cuddle session and I'm going to record it. And I'm going to put it on here just to see how it works. Because I really want to see how this works.
Who are you going to do the cuddle session with?
I don't know. There are agencies. There's an agency I looked into.
So you're going to pay? Because if you need to cuddle, I'll come cuddle with you. Paying? I'll come cuddle with you.
No, because
I'll wrap all these legs around you.
Because I'm clean. No, you want it easy. No, I want you to work. I want you to get someone with scabies and stuff. I want you to work for that cuddle, honey. Exactly. Trust me, I thought about all of that. But yeah, I'm seriously. I'm gonna do a cuddle session. And I'm gonna just see how it works out, just for fun, and then I'm gonna put it on YouTube.
Did you check for cuddle sessions in Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's a company. It's called a Cuddlist or something like that. Yes, it's a business. I'm telling you. You thought I was just shooting out the side of my neck.
No, I'm gonna need you going to shoot that information over. I got to see this bullshit.
Okay, let me do it right now.
And the thing is, it's not that I think that the cuddling is bullshit. I'm just amazed that someone thought,
yes,
you know what? I need to cuddle with somebody so I can get some shit off my chest, or so I can take a good nap, or whatever the case may be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I take a better nap. I think I take a better nap by myself. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a job.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
And I only cuddle for a few minutes. I'm like a prostitute. I'm done. You go on about your business.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm not a cuddler anyway. I'm not a cuddle person anyway. So I would do it just for the experience. But if it was my job, I'll cuddle you up. I'll probably be bad at the job and fall asleep. And they're like, hello, wake up, hello, wake up.
I'm gonna throw this thigh over you right quick, and I'm going to sleep.
I know.
Oh Lord, if you can handle the weight of this thigh, go ahead. Okay, yeah, we in business. Oh, I'm about to get a tip.
It'll be like a heavy, it'll be like a nice blanket. It'd be like a nice warm blanket, though. Gives the comfort and and support.
This thigh gives a lot of comfort.
I bet it does.
Yeah,
I used to give me a lot of comfort in college, so I get it. Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a try and put it on YouTube and see how that works out. I didn't think you would catch that. You're like, what?
Ma'am, did I miss something? You find out you was sneaking in my bed in the middle of the night trying to get your cuddle on.
Like, hey, you, hey, big head.
Yo, you remember when I used to scare you when you would be praying, and when you would get up, you would get on your knees and pray before you got to bed.
He's such a demon.
I would creep up on the side of the bed and grab you.
He's such a demon. He's so stupid.
Oh, no. Okay, let's have him end this because I want to tell you something. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You got to end the live, girl. End the live.
Okay, my bad. All right, so in the next few episodes, I'm gonna do my cuddle session and put it on here and see how it works out and see if y'all would like it and recommend it and give my personal perspective and see if it was a cool thing or not. So either way, please like, share, and subscribe on the replay once you watch it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, like for real. Please do that. That'd be awesome. You know, whatever questions y'all have, put in the comment section or send to my email. And I appreciate y'all. And y'all take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
You say good night. I want to talk to you.